Decoding romantic body language. Have you ever wondered what your partner's body language is really saying? What if I told you those subtle movements, like the way they lean in or glance away, are more revealing than the words they speak? Stick around because I'm about to show you how to decode the unspoken emotions in romantic situations. Romance isn't just about words, it's about connection. But here's the catch: most of what we feel and express in love isn't said out loud. It's shown through body language. The way your partner moves, touches, or even avoids eye contact can tell you more about their feelings than 1,000 texts ever could. The problem? Most people miss these signs or misinterpret them entirely. By the end of this video, you'll be able to read your partner's unspoken cues like a pro. Romantic relationships thrive on understanding, but words often fall short. Have you ever been in a situation where your partner said, "I'm fine," but their body language screamed otherwise? That's the challenge. Words don't always match emotions. And if you can't read between the lines, you might miss critical signs of affection, discomfort, or even disinterest. The good news: body language is a cheat code to deeper connection. But first, you need to know what to look for and how to interpret it without jumping to the wrong conclusions. Let's start with the good stuff. How do you know if someone is romantically interested in you? First, pay attention to eye contact. If your partner's gaze lingers just a second longer than necessary, or if their pupils are slightly dilated, that's a strong indicator of attraction. But here's the twist: it's not just about looking, it's about how they look. Do their eyes light up when they see you? That's not just a romantic trope, it's science. Another major tell is leaning in. When someone leans toward you during a conversation, they're literally closing the gap. It's a subconscious way of saying, "I'm drawn to you," and don't underestimate touch. A gentle brush of the hand or a light tap on the shoulder can be their way of testing the waters to see how you respond. Then there's mirroring, when someone subconsciously mimics your movements, like sipping their drink after you or crossing their legs the same way. This happens because they're subconsciously trying to sync with you, a sign they're invested in the connection. Now, what about the flip side? How can you tell if your partner is losing interest or emotionally withdrawing? One of the biggest red flags is physical distance. If your partner consistently sits farther away or avoids casual touch, it could signal that they're pulling back emotionally. Another sign is the lack of engagement. For example, if they're looking around the room or checking their phone while you're talking, their attention is elsewhere. And it's not just about being distracted. These actions often point to a lack of interest in the interaction. Then there's closed-off body language. Crossed arms, minimal eye contact, or even turning their body slightly away from you during conversations can indicate discomfort or a desire to create emotional space. The key here is to observe patterns. Everyone has an off day, but if this behavior is consistent, it's worth addressing. Arguments are inevitable in any relationship, but body language during conflict can be even more telling than words. Let's break this down. If your partner is leaning in and maintaining eye contact, they're likely engaged and want to resolve the issue. But if they're crossing their arms, looking away, or turning their body away from you, it might mean they're feeling defensive or closed off. Pay attention to micro-expressions too. These are those quick flashes of emotion on someone's face, like a flicker of anger or sadness, that can reveal what they're really feeling before they try to hide it. For instance, if you're arguing about plans and you see a fleeting look of disappointment before they say, "It's fine," they're probably not fine. Also, notice their hands. Fidgeting or clenched fists can indicate stress or frustration, while open palms often signal a willingness to communicate. The way they move during a conflict can show whether they're leaning toward resolution or walking away from it emotionally. Body language isn't just about spotting problems. It's also a powerful tool for building intimacy. For instance, small, consistent touches like holding hands, brushing their hair back, or placing your hand on their knee during a conversation can create a sense of closeness. Eye contact is another game changer. Deep, uninterrupted eye contact can release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, strengthening your emotional connection. This is why activities like staring into each other's eyes during a quiet moment can feel so intimate. Physical alignment is another subtle but impactful sign. If your partner consistently faces you directly, whether sitting across the table or standing next to you, it shows they're emotionally in sync with you. And don't underestimate the power of shared laughter. Leaning in and laughing together strengthens your bond and creates positive memories. One of the trickiest challenges in romance is dealing with mixed signals. For example, your partner might smile at you while their feet are pointed toward the door. Or they might say, "I'm fine," while their tone and posture scream otherwise. In these moments, the key is to look for clusters of behavior. A single gesture might not mean much, but when combined, they paint a clearer picture. Let's say your partner is quiet and distant but still maintains physical touch, like holding your hand. This might mean they're stressed or preoccupied but still value the connection. On the other hand, if they're quiet, distant, and avoid touch, it could indicate deeper emotional withdrawal. The key is to spot patterns over time. So how can you use this knowledge in your romantic life? The next time you're with your partner, try this exercise. Observe their body language during 3 key moments: when they're happy, when they're upset, and when they're relaxed. For example, notice their posture when they're sharing something exciting. Are they leaning in, smiling, and using open gestures? Now compare that to how they act when something's bothering them. Do they close off, avoid eye contact, or seem fidgety? By recognizing these shifts, you can respond in ways that show empathy and understanding, deepening your connection. Body language is the unspoken dialogue of every romantic relationship. By learning to read these cues, you can understand your partner on a deeper level, resolve conflicts more effectively, and build stronger intimacy. Remember, it's not about playing detective. It's about paying attention. Love isn't just in the words we say, it's in the way we move, touch, and connect. So start observing and watch your relationship flourish. Subscribe for more insights or check out the next video to master the art of romantic connection.